Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Hi, Nicole. Love to see you, darling.
Director and executive producer Suzanne Beer, Leah Schreiber, and Nicole KIDMAN. So guys, how are we all feeling now that the show is out in the world on the big screen?
Slightly intimidated by these lights.
And seeing yourself larger than life as well. Weird experience. Now, let's kick this off and take this back to your beginnings with this project. Where were you at in life when this project found you, Nicole?
Susanna called me and said, I have something great that I need you to read that you have to do. And, and when she says that, you go, okay. And I read it and I was like, yeah, she said you can be very, very funny in this. So I hope I got some laughs. And then she talked to me through the whole vision that she had for it.
And you got a lot of laughs in here, didn't you guys?
Well, at least pretend.
Yeah, the delivery was phenomenal. And then Suzanne, how did this find you? How did this project find you?
So I got Jenna's pilot, and I was like, this is really funny, it's really witty, I can't do this. And also I don't know anything about Nantucket, and I'm not really that comfortable with that kind of wealth, and no. And then I got convinced, and then I got really seduced by the possibility of doing something funny and light, and still with a dark undertone.
I mean, Jenna, this is the cuddling of literally having a whole bag of sweet popcorn and washing it down with like the finest wine. It's like a dream sofa snack in a TV show. But this show does such an incredible job of tackling so many deep, dark elements of humanity, but also a lot of fun. So how do you get that balance so right in the writing process?
I think you have to have a sense of humor about writing. I mean, you have to have a sense of humor about life, or we'd all be kind of devastated all the time. So I do approach it that way. I mean, I actually started writing this 5 years ago, if you can believe it. But
Wow.
It wasn't until 2 years ago that I was lucky enough for Susanna to come on board, and she just, obviously she elevates everything she does. And she walked this incredibly precarious line of the tone, which was a lot to ask. But none of that really matters unless you have a cast who can pull it off. And this cast is just incredible. I mean, we know them as these amazing dramatic actors, but I think what you'll see is each and every one of them has incredible comedic timing.
Oh yeah.
And so it's really a group effort, and what a group.
Yeah. And we were talking backstage earlier, and this was kind of fate that this found you, right? Because you were a huge fan of the book beforehand, right?
I'm an absolute Ellen Hildebrand devotee. I had read it. One of the producers, Gail Berman, emailed me and said, I have this book. I think you might be the writer. I'll send it to you. I said, you don't need to. I read it last summer when it came out. It's a bestseller. Hello, don't you read it?
Wonderful choices that I've ever seen a director make.
Walk me through the most perverse.
There are so many.
Oh.
Inappropriate wonderful is the best way to describe Suzanne Pierre.
I love that.
It's a certain sensibility that only someone from outside of America could have about Americans.
Yeah.
And it was very enjoyable, especially for those of us who were American. And there weren't many.
Yeah. So you felt like you poked fun out there, in a way.
Well, this whole thing about American aristocracy.
Yeah.
And like seeming versus reality. And that veneer is something that she just gets, and is in a very cruel way, which is really wonderful.
And that's
fun to
why we
play.
love TV
Well, it's
shows.
fun to play. I mean, you know, who else would put people like Jack and I in those roles because she's really going for the jugular. And you know, I was like, we can't do this. We can't say these things. And she would be like, well, yeah, do it.
Yeah. She'll push you out and go, go.
And that's what makes it. I mean, that kind of stuff is what makes it like. That's what makes it, to me, is irresistible.
Yeah. You guys, isn't there? What's popping off on the
Are
chat?
you on it? I'm not on it.
You're not. Oh my god, Nicole, you went out into the group?
It was
No,
an absolute
neither of us
panic
are.
attack that happened when they announced that we would do this TikTok dance. Everybody in this WhatsApp group freaked the fuck out. And we're all getting on to our managers. Yeah, nobody's fucking doing this. They're gonna have to pay us at least 10 million quid each if we're gonna do this TikTok dance.
There was like, I do it for a million. I do it for a
I
million.
do it for a cool million. And then it came down to whether or not Nicole was gonna do it, and she agreed to do it. So
No,
we
she
all had to
didn't.
do it.
She didn't. She
Afraid it's the best thing.
Nicole came to set and said, look, I can't, my dress is too tight, I can't dance. And I was like, Nicole, great.
She ignored me and said, get on there, dance. And I went,
I was the only one who wanted to do it, and I'm hardly in it. I worked for 3 weeks on that day.
Were you just practicing in the mirror at home?
Really
Yeah.
impressive. He
Thank
really
you.
is a great dancer.
Thank you.
I mean, we're going to see the deleted cut now to see the full
I
dance
have
moves.
a
Leah.
really good rehearsal video. And
You know, if I could remember that choreography, I would do it perfect.
It's deeply advanced.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. I wasn't on that WhatsApp group.
by the way, that was Dua Lipa's choreographer.
Advice to married couples before they get married, don't they? What advice, if you could slip into this show and give your characters some wedding advice, what would it be?
If I could give Benji some advice,
Yeah.
I don't know, grow a pair?
Just wait.